Hi, my name is Mandy, and I'm going to show you how I've incorporated Google Drive into my anatomy and physiology class. So, I think the hardest part about teaching a lab-based science is trying to figure out whether or not your students are looking at the right thing in the microscope. So oftentimes students will come up to me and say they have this huge organism with a huge black ring around it, and they'll start drawing it in intricate ways, and I go and look in their microscope and I find out that they're just looking at an air bubble. Or I'll have another student come in and say that they find this fuzzy organism with angular specks around it, and I go in and I find out that they're actually looking at dust bunnies. Or I'll have a student come in and say that they have these long hair-like fragments that are pressing up against the lens, and it sometimes appears only when they get close and that this organism is moving, and they're actually just looking at their eyelashes. So in order to prevent the students from erroneously drawing things that they're not supposed to be when they're supposed to be looking at human tissue, I put together histology slides. And the way that I've done this is I took pictures with a point-and-shoot digital camera, and I uploaded them to a Google presentation document, and I shared it with my students. So their assignment was to look at several tissues in the microscope and to answer a series of questions about each tissue. And to ensure that they're looking at the right thing, that what they're seeing is what they're supposed to be seeing, I posted after the assignment the histology slides that they were responsible for looking at. So these are a series of pictures that I took on point-and-shoot camera, and just added the slides and the names of each tissue. So here we have adipose, the cerebellum, hyaline cartilage, fibrous connective tissue, human scalp, and a number of others, and labeled them. Here's my favorite, my own human cheek cells. And the cool thing about the Google presentation, which I haven't figured out how to do for a Microsoft presentation, is that I figured how to label the actual cells that you're looking at. So these labels are created by me, and they're actually fairly easy to, you can move those arrows anywhere. And I also share the document with the students so that they can even add comments and just ask me questions. And that'll be there, and I can then answer their questions online. So the way to do this presentation is quite simple. You just have your blank document, upload the image, and it also gives you the opportunity to either just take a snapshot or by URL if you find a Google image, or you can choose an image to upload, which is what I like to do. And it just, you select the image that you've uploaded onto your computer. So here in this image, this is compact bone, and you can adjust the size of the image so that it can be at a different position. Add your label with the text box. Because I have a black background, I changed the lettering to white. Usually the standard size for a presentation would be 30. Would be and you can add labels with the line options. And that's it. That's how I've used Google Docs, Google Drive, in my anatomy and physiology class.